Warning: the following video may have language that some viewers may find offensive, and others are already offended. Viewer discretion is advised, but not really. No animals were hurt in the making of this 4-hour feature film.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on a special edition of the full Monty that we shoot right here in St. Thomas, Ontario. And sitting across from me here is Peter Blain. He's running for council in the town of Aylmer. So many of you may know Peter as he's a longtime resident. So, Peter, thanks for coming to the show. Appreciate it. And you joining us on this elections episodes that we're doing. So,
Thank you very much.
yeah, it is great. So you're longtime Aylmer residents. For those that don't know you, let's talk about you growing up.
Actually, I grew up in the northwest corner of Elgin County, was the former Aldborough Township. And through my work, I was asked to take over a position in Aylmer at East Elgin Secondary School as a supervisor of the custodial maintenance staff.
Okay.
And I spent pretty close to 34 out of 38 years with the Elgin County and Thames Valley District School Board. Basically throughout most of Elgin County and the other three areas around us as a supervisor. And I retired in 2009, and here I am now.
Very good. So do you, I'll throw a name out at you from the school.
Yep.
I'm sure you're going to know. On council here in St. Thomas, Steve Wookie.
Steve Wook and I were very good friends when I worked at Central Elgin.
Yep, had Steve in here before, and we're going to get him back in.
Steve actually started at East Elgin, and that's where I met him, and then he went to Central.
Awesome. Okay, good guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
he is.
Really good guy. So, so you're in Aylmer. This is your first time running?
Yes, it is.
Okay, what made you want to run?
I volunteered at the Old Town Hall Theater. I've been doing that for 38 years and doing sound and lighting. And I've watched this library issue continue on for over 20 years. And it's become a focus, and I don't need it to be the focus. There's more to the town of Aylmer than just this one small issue. It's taken over, and it's a bit, it's going to continue to be a bit of an issue. You've seen that I have been very outspoken on that. So I'm not a keyboard warrior without stepping up to the plate, and that's what made me make the decision, is that I can't just be a keyboard warrior. I need to back up what I'm saying, and I made a choice to run for council.
I have seen online right now lots going around from just a previous council session with the nursery rhyme and the little engine that could, and all the people that were like, what in the heck were we just watching? Like, are you getting any feedback on that? I see all kinds of little cartoon pop-ups now about it, and
you're going to see it continue. That wasn't appropriate for a council meeting. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned,
I watched it, and I was speechless. Like I was like, what am I watching?
I was in the chambers.
Were you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's just taking place?
I heard there was some language that in the background had popped out, because I know when I had the mayoral candidate Catherine Desrosiers and she said at one point you can see her turn around because she heard somebody had...
It was a what the moment.
Yeah, that's fine.
I won't continue.
We'll leave it at that. Everybody can use their own discretion on that one. But all right, so Peter, so what we're going to do is I have a list of questions. Of course, they're going to be different than Catherine's because
I'm going to do my best to answer them.
Yep, I'm gonna. They're not going to be attack questions. They're going to be questions that are pertaining to Aylmer, and yeah, people can just, see how you answer, and
Yeah.
we'll talk again more of your
Yeah.
platform or anything you want afterwards. Okay.
Yeah. And this is a good opportunity to prepare for debates.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you are going to get thrown
Oh, yeah,
some pretty wicked questions that
yeah.
are totally off the hook.
Mm-hmm.
Some that you're probably have no idea that are coming. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
oh my God, when
Yeah.
am I going to answer that? Right. And you're going to get a lot that are pretty heated questions, because some people are pretty emotional on stuff that's happening.
They are.
And that brings out some pretty big
Yeah.
emotions, right? Okay, so let's get through these, and then we're
Yeah.
going to open it up for you to whatever. So for Aylmer, for council, the first question I have for you is, what are the top 3 issues you hear most from Aylmer residents? And what actions would you push for council to take?
I'm looking at the library's an issue,
Okay.
and that's not going to go away, okay, until the next council comes in. But there are other areas that need to be focused on, and one of those is bringing in businesses, bringing in industry. I actually had a conversation last night, a very casual conversation, in that some of the commercial industrial leaders are willing to sit down voluntarily with a member of council and set up a committee to work with the council as a team to work on economic development. I work in the service industry here in St. Thomas, and I have the opportunity to be in a lot of new housing and commercial and industrial areas, and Elmer's just not there. We're not paying attention to bringing people in.
All right, now Peter, how should Aylmer balance growth? Now, growth and development with maintaining its small town character. That's a very important thing.
It is. It's one of the most important parts. As I said in the last question, I'm really interested in economic development, and that includes all areas. Elmer's a late bloomer. It really has been. After watching St. Thomas grow, Elmer's kind of stagnated. You still need the downtown. That's important. But you need it to grow considerably more than it has in the past.
Yeah. Now, I noticed with a lot of growth in St. Thomas, and other areas are starting to see that spilling over. So I'm sure Aylmer is gonna, at some point, is going to be a major player in people's searches for homes. But trying to not lose that home feeling that in small towns have.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Mitchell. I saw it as when it was only like 2,500 people. I think it's over 6,000 people now. What's the population of Aylmer right now?
Aylmer is 7,000 according to the sign.
7,000.
Yeah.
So it's
and it's growing.
Yeah. Now, what was it say when you first? You said you've been in Aylmer 40 years now. So what was it back then?
It was about 5,000.
5,000 back then.
Yeah.
Okay. So
in or around.
So that's not only a couple thousand in a 40-year span.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
So
it still gives you the small town feel.
Yeah.
The downtown gives you the small town downtown feel.
Correct.
I actually live downtown.
You live downtown?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have an apartment in the downtown area.
Okay.
So.
All right. So you see everything that's.
Yes.
Now, are you guys facing like what we are here with all the homeless? Do you have any of that going on in Aylmer?
People in Aylmer will not admit it.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay. I'm sure it's in every community, right?
It is. You need to pay attention. Okay. One of the things I was very good at my job was observation. And I'm out and about around through the town on a regular basis through volunteer work and things of that nature.
Okay.
It's there. Just
Okay.
a lot of people are saying, well, not in our town.
Okay.
But there are those that are unfortunate enough to be in that
Okay.
position.
So you're not hiding it. You are acknowledging that
I am
you know,
acknowledging that there is
there's issues there.
yes, an issue there.
Okay. Now, for the businesses on Talbot Street and around surrounding areas, for council, what do you think their role should be in supporting those businesses on Talbot and the surrounding areas?
It's important for council to continue to support the downtown. We don't need a ghost town like some of the other municipalities that I've been in. It's one of those things that is imperative for council to support, but it's also important for the downtown businesses to take the lead on a number of things. And without their lead, council can't do anything to support them. So I'm not knowledgeable on what lead they have taken, okay, through BIA or Downtown Business Association or things of that nature. I'll admit I don't know a lot about it. Okay, I know more on the industrial side than I do on the downtown side.
Okay. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that because every member of a council has a strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
that's the diversity of
Yes.
everybody coming together is how you can build a strong council, right? And to admit that you don't know certain things is great because I don't like past things that I've seen where people are just too in the know on how to get around things
Yeah.
in the political world, right?
Yeah.
And it's nice to get the fresh people that don't know.
Yeah, I was very fortunate in that my parents instilled a very strong honesty and integrity-based life. Okay, they influenced me far more than I thought at the time,
Okay.
and that's why I'm saying I don't know.
How can the town improve infrastructure, roads, water, sidewalks, without overburdening the taxpayers?
It's going to take some effort. It's going to take a team effort, and that's one of the things that I'm big on as far as council is concerned. I see a divided council right now, and it could do better. Need to focus on more on the infrastructure of the town. I know that they're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're no slouches. Right now, the focus is on the wrong thing. The focus is on the library, and there's a lot more projects out there that could be initiated and worked on.
Let's give it a little recap, okay? I know every resident in Aylmer is going to probably be aware of this, but there may be the odd one that's, what do you mean the library? Like they don't watch the news, they don't watch anything. So what's going on with the library?
Elgin County has determined that, and they determined that a long time ago, is that they've run out of space, okay, in the current facility that they have, which is the old town hall, the lower level of the old town hall. And it's turned into a bigger issue. Now, like I said, I've volunteered at the theater upstairs. I volunteer in the library. I've watched it and I've seen it. In that it is, programs are limited because of the size. There's an opportunity at the East Elgin Community Complex, and that's where I came in 2 years ago with, I set up a face page to support moving there rather than spending taxpayers' dollars on building a new facility. There are certain elements out there that are saying they don't want the library moved from downtown. Originally, I was a supporter of that, but I'm taking a look at the economics of it now, and we're looking at 8.9 million just to put an addition on, or 6.9, whatever it comes up to. Whatever the numbers work out to by current council. That's today's dollar. By the time they get around to it, what's the dollar going to be? And that burden is going to end up on the taxpayers. They're counting on pledges and donations. The economy is not good for that right now. People aren't. They're not going to jump at the opportunity of handing out large sums of money. I'm a senior. I'm 71 years old. I'm working a second job just to make ends meet. There's more people out there like that.
A lot of people are retired.
A lot of people are retired.
Are forced to go back to work.
Yes.
They're forced.
Yeah.
The golden years no longer exist.
Yeah. And I say I'm 71 years old, but I'm wired differently. I'm looking out for the young people that have mortgages, taxes, and things of that nature. Okay. So that's why I changed my opinion on an addition to that particular facility, and that we have a space.
So I take it a lot of people want to keep it downtown. They want it. Let's spend the money. Let's expand. Let's add on whatever. Yeah. They're not seeing the benefits of what by moving to the complex. Is will it work? Is it feasible? Is it
I don't want to.
I get it. The
downtown. I don't want to focus on that though. That's not
the number one issue.
That's not the number one issue because I look at that and then I take a look at Ames Park, our industrial park.
Okay.
And it's still empty. It should be filling up.
Okay. All right. What improvements, Peter, are needed in recreation, in the recreation, so parks and youth services? How would you prioritize funding for that kind of stuff? Because that's very important to communities too, having the parks. And
it is. It brings people in.
Okay.
We have a trail system through the parks, and they've been continuously improving on them. I think this year they're looking at, if I take a look at the capital, as far as budget is concerned, I can't remember completely. The new subdivision Willow Run, they're looking at continuing that trail through right to the East Elgin Community Complex. They do have to go over the creek, so there'll be a bridge into that. It's important that a lot of people use the parks. I'm part of the Aylmer Community Festival. June 20th, we're going to be utilizing 3 of the parks. They're important. It's important to maintain them. There are some improvements that could be made, but it's going to take United Council to take a look at those and continue growth in those parks.
Council transparency. So how is Peter going to maintain that transparency for the people of Aylmer? Because that's a huge issue with a lot of people.
It is. You ask me, I may not give you an answer right away, but I'm going to research with other members of council, with whatever member, whoever's mayor at the time. I won't make statements I can't back up. You've likely seen my Facebook page, facts first, community always. So it means I have to be approachable as far as the community is concerned, but I will get the facts before I respond. I will respond.
Okay. All right. What approach, Peter, would you take to property taxes and budgeting? So how's the Peter Blain campaign approaching that?
That is something I am going to have to learn. Okay. I'll admit that I don't know about it, but that is something that, with the proper guidance from the mayor and the other council members that I'm
Mhm.
working with, is to learn what that's all about.
You willing to listen to the people?
They're willing to
Yeah,
listen
you
to the
know,
people.
that's a big majority. I know
Yeah.
there's a lot of decisions got to be made that does go against public opinion, but
Mhm.
sometimes you have to because
Yes.
you see the further down the road
Yeah.
what it could be.
Yeah.
But I think voices by the people have a lot of power.
They do.
Yeah.
And I'll admit, I'm not, as I said in the last question, I'm going to find out the facts before I open my mouth. So, yeah.
How should Elmer, Peter, address housing availability and most big time now is affordability?
Our economy right now is being driven by sources outside of our control. Like I said, I work in the service industry. I am in all of the subdivisions in Aylmer. I'm in all the subdivisions in St. Thomas. I see the growth, but I also notice that it's slowed down slightly, both in St. Thomas and Aylmer. We need to continue that to work on making housing far more affordable than what it is. I can't afford to go out and buy a house.
No.
They're doing a good job of it, but it's just like I was talking earlier about industry and commercial. It's not up to the developer to sell the town. It's up to the council.
Mm-hmm.
It's up to Aylmer to sell the town. Okay? I think that's lacking. There's one subdivision that, and I don't know the history behind it. I've heard some history behind it. Actually, there was two. One is in town, and I see it's finally changed and it's starting to fill up. I can't remember the name of it. The other is Cottonwood. I've watched it sit for 10 years with nothing. And it's still slow in growth. That's not the fault of the developer. I know the developers. And that's the town not focusing.
How do you plan to engage residents who feel unheard or disengaged from municipal politics?
With openness and transparency. Facts first, community always. There's a lot out there that are reluctant to go to their counselor and to basically ask questions. I think a big part of it is going to be the council team. Okay, as it is right now, it's divided. Everyone's watched at some point snippets of Aylmer Council. You can see the fact that it is divided. It needs to be more of a team. It doesn't matter who the mayor is, doesn't matter who the councilors is. If I'm not successful, I'm not going to be disappointed. If I am successful, I'm not going to be disappointed. Mm-hmm. I want to be part of that team that is open to clear, concise questions. Okay. Myself, as a resident, I would be a little bit afraid to ask questions right now of council. We need to be able to change that. We need to be more focused on the municipality and the people and the residents that are there.
I think a big one for people is they really do have to understand that the power in a council is the council members, not the mayor.
The team.
Right? It is a team.
Yeah.
But my point is, a lot of people think that the mayor is the person that that seat just chairs the meetings. He's the face of that community. He does all that kind of stuff. But when people bring stuff to council, it's the council members that are
Yes, it is.
debating and they bring forward. The mayor will only ever have a vote
Mm-hmm.
if it's a tie.
But there's a difference in that the mayor needs to be a leader.
Well, absolutely. Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
To have
I mean,
leadership abilities, to listen to what council is saying, and positive direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Not,
Okay.
if there's an issue and you speak to it, that leader needs to be ready to accept what you're saying.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right. It is council that makes the decisions.
Yeah.
But you need a team of council rather than a divided council.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So what qualifies you personally to represent residents at a council table?
I'm going to say my history with the town, specifically downtown, and my current position where I work.
Yeah.
I see things differently. Like I said earlier, that I'm wired a little bit differently. I'm an observer. I watch what's happening. Something as simple as Thursday night, I was on my way to London, to Costco. And the traffic on Wellington Road was incredible. Coming back to St. Thomas.
Yeah.
St. Thomas, not Aylmer. St. Thomas. That's where they're going.
Yeah.
They're not continuing down the road, down Highway 3 to Aylmer. Their residences in St. Thomas, their jobs are in London, and the other way as well. So Aylmer itself needs to be far more approachable.
Okay.
And that's up to council to support that. They can't do anything about it if the people, the residents of Aylmer, aren't there to support council. But we need to be supporting.
So are you in support then? Would you be in support of a town, doing a media campaign?
Yes.
Elgin County did it where it went all through Michigan and stuff about getting people to come and visit. That's huge, I think, for Aylmer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I know that is one of our candidates for mayor, Catherine, is big on is the making Aylmer accessible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm all for that as part of that group that are out there to say, hey, this is us. Okay. Welcome to Aylmer.
Excellent. If you had to show someone visiting the town one place, Peter, and that one place is going to say, this is us, where are you taking them?
It's a toss-up between the Old Town Hall and the East Elgin Community Complex. I'm extremely familiar with the Old Town Hall. And like I said earlier, I've volunteered there for the last 38 years. And I've had the opportunity of seeing some of the biggest names in entertainment across that stage. The East Elgin Community Complex, whether it's controversial or not, is one of the more popular places for the residents. And that's what people coming into town are looking for. They're looking for entertainment. They're looking for sports.
Okay.
Those are two of the biggest ones. I'm familiar with the Old Town Hall. Okay. Plain and simple. And so that's...
So you have a lot of experience in various organizations over many years of volunteering and stuff, right?
I have.
Yeah.
I would go back to my parents again. Through their volunteer efforts, the Quilt Trail is part of Ontario's history now. They were one of the first in this area to start that. So I've learned from them. I actually sat as on the board of directors of the Aylmer Fair Board for a number of years. I ran a successful demolition derby for 8 of those 10 years. I was actually the president of, not president, but the chairperson of the Aylmer Performing Arts Council for 4 years when it formed. I sat on the Ontario Arts Council for 2 years. I have been a member of the Optimist Club in Aylmer for the last 15 years. So through all of that, I've been able to put myself out there for the benefit of the town. Every one of those things benefit the town.
What service clubs do you have in Aylmer currently?
The Optimist Club, the
Yep.
Kinsman Club, Knights of Columbus, Masons. I think that's pretty much it as far as service. The Rotary Club was in Aylmer. They started losing membership, so now the members of the Rotary Club are now members of the St. Thomas Rotary Club.
Oh, okay. They
So they
amalgamated over here.
Yeah, they amalgamated.
That's a huge thing for service clubs, though. All of them, volunteers. So many things are dying out because the
People struggle for volunteers.
St. Thomas had a huge fight about the holiday fantasy of lights. They always want to see it back. Drew people from everywhere.
Yep.
Elmer, whatever. I used to be sit on that board, and it just got to the point where it was the same people.
Yeah.
Work, and every year it just got harder and harder, and eventually
there's some there that are there to ride through and say, "Hey, I'm part of this."
Absolutely.
But I've always been a worker.
Yeah. Okay. So that's going to transpire into your political,
into my political,
your brand new political adventure.
Yeah. And you're right. It's an adventure. It's something I didn't expect.
So what is your most passionate thing personally? This isn't any part of my questions, so this is just to you personally. For Aylmer, when you talk about Aylmer, what makes you so proud?
It needs to be forward thinking. Okay. It's a community that can be very vibrant. Commercially, industrially, it is growing, but it's still in its infancy. Take a look at a place like Game Park, which is empty, except for a few buildings. And I understand there's a possibility of a couple more buildings, but that I'm passionate about Aylmer growing, but still maintaining that small town look. Okay, when you travel through. There's another huge issue that I deal with on a daily basis, and that's trying to get through Aylmer. When I'm going back and forth through Aylmer, it's turned into a couple of things. One, it's a bypass around the Putnam Scales, and the other is it's a direct route from Hamilton to Windsor.
Correct.
Without going 401.
Correct.
The heavy truck traffic has really increased considerably. And
would you like to see a truck bypass?
yes.
Okay.
I disagree with what I've seen recently in the paper. Yeah, it's great to have a bypass, but keep it as far away from Aylmer as possible. You want to turn Aylmer into ghost town? Move it out of town. Keep it close enough. Yeah. Because not only trucks are going to use it, there's going to be cars using it.
Oh, there will be a lot of cars that will go around. Sure.
And you don't want to.
I know you want to draw the traffic, but you got to somehow get rid of it. Those heavy trucks do a lot of damage to municipalities.
Yeah, I used to live on Elk Street, and Elk Street was never developed for heavy trucks, but it turned into a truck bypass. I lived there for 23 years. Okay. And it turned into a truck bypass because that's the only way that they could make the right-hand turn on Talbot Street to get through the lights, to get out to the alcohol plant, to get out to the feed mills, things of that nature. Elk Street was not designed for heavy trucks. So last year, Elk Street was the focus to, redo the infrastructure. And it's been a very, very long time since anything had been done there, because when I lived on Elk Street, I actually had to change the water line because I had lead water line coming into the house. So that tells you how old the infrastructure actually was.
Yeah. Wow.
So
Before we go, when I asked you about your love and stuff for Elmer, and I've talked with many people about this, but when I think of Elmer, the number one thing that I think of that I love about Elmer, the number one thing for me is culture.
yes,
It's the diversity of the people, and I'm talking about the people that are in town. It's a small town.
mm-hmm.
You always want to try and keep that feel. That's the hardest part. But from the people in town to the Mennonites, their history.
Yeah. Elmer is becoming much more diversified in its in its population. Yes, the Mennonite population is important.
Yeah.
I'm noticing more and more different cultures with the new subdivisions and the new building, with the rental units that are in Willow Run and other subdivisions that are coming up. We need to keep ahead and support those new cultures coming in as well.
Okay.
Okay. It's just not the old guard anymore.
Right.
There's a huge difference as far as culture is concerned now in Elmer.
Okay. All right, we got to wrap up, Peter. So, any final things you want to say?
I'm here to support one way or the other. If I'm not successful, I will continue to support council as best I can. If I'm successful, I hope to be able to work as a team with whoever comes up as mayor. Okay, I don't know who I'm. I know a certain amount of who I'm up against, and I look forward to seeing who else is there. Everyone I've seen on the list so far, and it goes back to the culture thing again, in that they're not just old men like me. Okay, they're young people, they're vibrant people, they're community leaders, and successful or not, that's what we need now, is a variety. People who think differently, who are ready to make Aylmer the vibrant town that it is or could be.
Hey, having young people on council is wonderful.
Yeah.
And having some older people on council is wonderful.
Yeah.
Everybody has to have that open mind.
Mm-hmm.
Work together.
Yeah.
New ideas, older ideas.
Yeah.
I think that's the key to it, right?
You have to be open to what's taking place.
And in many municipalities, we're not really seeing that a lot now.
No.
Is the open mind listening.
No, I actually take an interest in watching the other municipality meetings around us and Elgin County Council meetings, and we need change all the way across. Okay.
I'm waiting to get more of the Elgin County side coming in because their whole last term was pretty explosive.
Yeah.
Right from the buzzer.
Yep.
It started.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see quite a bit of changes there.
Yes.
So hopefully we're going to get them booking on the show here soon.
I hope so. Like I said, I watch and I watch minutes, agendas, look at minutes. I grew up in West Elgin, so I take a certain amount of interest. I know the mayor personally through the school board, and he's pretty good, a very good gentleman. But I'd like to learn. Believe it or not, I love learning, and the day I can't learn, I'll be looking at the roots.
Okay. I'm going to put one final question to you.
Yep.
I asked Catherine, the candidate for mayor, Elmer, how important for you and all the people of Aylmer to be working with your neighboring communities?
That's huge.
Yeah.
On my part.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody that has watched Aylmer Council, has watched Elgin County Council, has watched Malahide Council, know there's a rift. And there's a rift that needs to be fixed. And Aylmer, if it didn't have Elgin County's roads and bridges, would be even more isolated than it is now. We're looking a gift horse in the mouth and cutting off our nose to spite our face.
All right, so I'm going to put the links up, Peter, where people can get in touch with you then, either through your email. Facebook's a great one. I know there's a lot of people don't have Facebook, and there's quite a few I know that are getting off of Facebook because of the nastiness.
Yeah.
Well, I've always called it anti-social
Yep.
media, right? God knows I've had my engagements on there. So, all right, so I'll put those links up,
Yep.
and everybody can, they
Yeah.
got questions in that area.
I'm
Willing to set up meetings, maybe go have a coffee with someone,
Yeah.
go to their house, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, and one of the things that I'm really interested in doing is, like I said, with that kind of casual conversation last night, I want to take a look at some of the facilities, the industrial facilities in Aylmer as well.
Okay.
That's one thing I'm really interested in.
Okay.
And through my job, I've seen some.
Yeah.
But not all. And it's getting out there and saying I'm accessible.
Okay. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Getting out.
Yeah.
Just making
It's
that
going to be tough.
commitment to people.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
My employer isn't going to be happy that I'm saying I'm buggering off for half the day.
Yeah. But
Well, where are you going? I'm going to sell your product.
well, you know what? The town's worth it, though.
Yep.
You believe
It
in
is.
it, right?
Yes.
Sometimes
it is.
you have to sacrifice for the better good. So
Yeah.
All right, Peter. Thanks for coming in. Okay, I appreciate it.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Peter Blain, everybody, Aylmer. So you should already have the links up on the screen there now, and contact Peter. He's running for council, and hey, we'll see what change comes on this election.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
October 26th. Biggest
Yeah.
issue there is out there. Come out and vote.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've said that for a long time. Just
Yeah.
vote, right?
Just vote.
Okay. All right. Thanks, folks. Stay tuned. Full Monty, we're doing the election episodes. It's a special, and we're opening up to any candidates here in our area for mayor or council.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you coming.
Thank you for the time.
Take care. Bye. All right, Peter.